now, we're finding out that top White House officials, including President Trump and the vice president, were on the phone with Wall Street heavyweights today. This supposedly happened this morning, but Charlie Gasparino has the exclusive details on that phone call. Charlie.
Yeah, I mean, these are new exclusive details between the Wall Street executives, people like Dan Loeb of Third Point, big hedge fund, Steve Schwartzman of Blackstone, who's a major private equity house, and Ken Griffin of Citadel with the White House. And the three people from the White House was President Trump, President Pence, and from what I understand, also Larry Kudlow, a senior economic advisor. Here is the takeaway, and this is the exclusive part, which I think is really interesting, that during the call, they did discuss the shutdown, and they did, or the various lockdowns of the economy that are going on throughout the country. Trump, the president, did express his desire to have things open up as soon as possible, but he seemed to, at least according to people that were on the call, back off his very sort of line in the sand, at least some people thought, statement that he wanted everything open, the lockdowns to end by Easter. He basically said, listen, I understand it's a difficult time. I'm paraphrasing basically what people in the room, just so you know where I'm getting this from. What they're saying is he seemed to back off that draconian line in the sand, we must open by Easter, and come back and say, listen, I understand this is a difficult period. I would like this open as soon as possible. And then they gave him their best estimate. What they totally ruled out, from what I understand, according to the people on the call, is that the lockdowns can end over the next 2 weeks. The hospital systems are just starting to overflow right now with cases, particularly in New York, in ICUs. So the lockdowns are necessary. Essentially, that was the message they gave the president. We should point out the president did not argue with them. It was an incredibly constructive meeting, from what I understand, where he just sat there and listened and asked some very good questions. At least that's what people inside the room were saying. And these are not necessarily all Trump supporters. These are people that would be critical of him, particularly off the record, and they were not. They said he was very measured, he was astute, he understood the problems, and he basically listened and tried to learn from them. Other things they talked about, we should point out, is the sort of lockup in the real estate markets. Apparently, banks are not lending to people. They are calling in loans. They are demanding collateral only in cash. That's causing a lockup in various smaller markets, including real estate. So what we're getting is a crash in real estate prices. So again, I know the markets are up today. Some of this is short selling, but we got a long way to go in terms of improving the economy. The one other thing they came away with, these investors, is that the White House is telling them we're very close to getting a deal. Yes, we are arguing about basically they said the word from the White House is that they were arguing with the Democrats over minutia at this point. This deal is coming. It's going to be a huge fiscal stimulus package, it's going to design to juice the economy once we can get out of this. But I guess the main takeaway here, Cheryl, is this: Trump is showing some signs of compromise on that whole notion of ending this by Easter. He understands it's a difficult problem, and he understands the lockdowns might have to last longer. It is not a line in the sand. At least that's what communicated to the major investors. Back to you.
Oh, Charlie, the line keeps moving, to your point. Great reporting, Charlie Gasparino, and again, exclusive reporting on what happened this morning. Charlie, thank you very much.